Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, my name is Nurwinda Sari Ahman from class of AK102. On this occasion, I will present my final exam of Pengantar Akuntansi 1, that is the explanation of accounting for merchandising operation. In merchandising operations, we have to know about merchandising company. What is merchandising company? A merchandising company is an enterprise that buys and sells merchandise as their primary source of revenue. Merchandising companies that purchase and sell directly to consumers are retailers, and those that sell to retailers are known as wholesalers. The primary source of revenue for a merchandising company is sales revenue. Expenses are divided into two categories. 1. Cost of goods sold, and 2. Operating expense. Sales that less cost of goods sold is called the gross profit. For example, if sales are $5,000 and cost of goods sold is $3,000, so the gross profit is $2,000. After gross profit is calculated, operating expenses are deducted to determine net income or loss. But operating expenses are expenses incurred in the process of recognizing sales revenue. This is the charge of income measurement. Sales revenue that less cost of goods sold equals gross profit. Gross profit that less operating expense is net income or loss. Cost of goods sold and gross profit not used in a service business. The operating cycles of a merchandising company is as follows. From receive cash to cash, from cash to buy inventory, from buy inventory to inventory, from inventory to sell inventory, and from sell inventory is to accounts receivable. This is the operating cycles of a service company is as follows. First, from receive cash to cash, from cash to perform service, from perform service to accounts receivable. That as we can see, the operating cycles of a merchandising company ordinarily is longer than that of a service company. This is flow of costs. A merchandising company may use either a perpetual or a periodic inventory system in determining cost of goods sold. To be cost of goods sold available for sale could be beginning inventory, cost of goods purchased, cost of goods sold, and ending inventory. In a perpetual inventory system, detailed records of the cost of each inventory items are maintained and the cost of each item sold is determined from the records when the sale occurs. In a periodic inventory system, detailed inventory records are not maintained and the cost of goods sold is determined only at the end of an accounting period. This is the illustration of recording purchase of merchandise. On January 5, 2024, Amanah Store purchased merchandise from PT Sejahtera that worth 10 million rupiah with payment terms 2 per 10 and per 30. The shipping cost of 500,000 rupiah was paid by the buyer. FOB shipping point. Amanah Store records purchase using the periodic inventory system. The questions. First, prepare the journal entry to record the purchase of merchandise if Amanah Store pays within 8 days. How should the payment be recorded? And if the payment is made after 10 days, how should it be recorded? This is the answer of question number 1. Since the periodic inventory system is used, purchases are recorded using the purchase account without affecting inventory. Journal entry on January 5, 2024 is purchase 10 million rupiah in debit, freight in 500,000 rupiah in debit, cash 500,000 rupiah in credit, and accounts payable 10 million rupiah in credit. Since it is FOB shipping point, the buyer pays the shipping cost recorded separately. This is the answer for question number 2. If payment is made within 8 days, there is mean 2% discounts applied. For the discounts, 2% times 10 million rupiah equals 200,000 rupiah. And for the amount paid, 10 million rupiah less 200,000 rupiah is 9 million and 800,000 rupiah. And the journal entry on January 13, 2024 is accounts payable 10 million rupiah in debit, cash 9 million and 800,000 rupiah in credit, and purchase discount 200,000 rupiah in credit. And for the answer of question number 3, if payment is made after 10 days, that is mean no discounts applied. Since the discount period has expired, Amanah Store must pay the full of 10 million rupiah. The journal entry on January 13, 2024 is accounts payable 10 million rupiah in debit and cash 10 million rupiah in credit. Freight costs. FOB shipping point means that goods are placed free on board the carrier by the seller, and the buyer must pay the freight cost. FOB destinations mean that goods are placed free on board at the buyer's place of business, and the sellers pays the freight. When the purchaser pays the freight, inventory is debit and cash is credit. When the seller pays the freight out or delivery expense is debit and cash is credit. This account is classified as an operating expense by the seller. This is the illustration of freight costs. On February 10, 2024, Success Store purchased merchandise from PT Makmur worth 15 million rupiah with payment terms and 30. The shipping cost is 715,000 rupiah with the following conditions. Case number 1, FOB shipping point or buyer pays the shipping cost, and case 2, FOB destination or seller pays the shipping cost. Requirements is record the journal entries for the purchase and freight costs in both cases. And this is the answer for the case number 1 or FOB shipping point. The buyer pays the shipping cost. The journal entry for freight cost periodic system is inventory 750,000 rupiah in debit and cash 750,000 rupiah in credit. Since the buyer is responsible for the freight cost, it is recorded as either a freight-in expense for periodic system or include in inventory for perpetual system. And the journal entry for freight cost perpetual system is freight in or transportation cost 715,000 rupiah and cash 715,000 rupiah. In the perpetual system, the freight cost is added to the inventory account instead of being recorded separately as freight in. And this is the answer for the case number 2, FOB destination or seller pays the shipping cost. The journal entry for the seller or PT Makmur on February 10, 2024 is delivery expense 715,000 rupiah in debit and cash 715,000 rupiah in credit. Since the seller is responsible for the freight cost, the buyer doesn't record the shipping expense. However, the seller records it as a delivery expense. And the journal entry for the freight cost is accounts receivable 15 million rupiah in debit and sales revenue 15 million rupiah in credit. The shipping cost is recorded as an expense by the seller since they are responsible for paying it. Purchase returns of allowance. A purchaser may be dissatisfied with the merchandise received because the goods may be damaged or defective, of inferior quality, or not in accord with the purchaser's specifications. And the purchaser may return the merchandise or choose to keep the merchandise if the supplier is willing to grant an allowance or deduction from the purchase price. When merchandise is returned, inventory is credited. Illustration of purchase returns and allowance. On March 15, 2024, Jaya Store purchased merchandise from PT Sentosa for 12 million rupiah with payment terms 2/10 and 30. However, on March 18, 2024, Jaya Store returned some damaged goods worth 2 million rupiah. record the journal entry for the purchase return on March 18, 2024. For the periodic system, is accounts payable 2 million rupiah in debit and purchase returns and allowance 2 million rupiah in credit. And perpetual system is accounts payable 2 million rupiah in debit and inventory 2 million rupiah in credit. This is the purchaser's discounts. When the credit terms of a purchase on account permit the purchaser to claim a cash discount for the prompt payment of a balance due, this is called discounts. If a purchase discount has terms 3 per 10 and per 13, then a 3% discount is taken on the invoice price. That means less any returns or allowance if payment is made within 10 days. And if payment is not made within 10 days, then there is no purchase discount. Then the net amount of the bill is due within 13 days. When an invoice is paid within the discount period, the amount of the discount is credited to inventory. When an invoice is not paid within the discount period, then the usual entry is made with a debit to accounts payable and a credit to cash. The illustration of purchase discounts. The question is, on April 5, 2024, Jaya Store purchased merchandise from PT Sentosa for 20 million rupiah with payment terms 3 per 10 and per 30. The requirement is, first, if Jaya Store pays on April 12, 2024, how should the payment be recorded? And second, if Jaya Store pays after the discounts period, how shall the payment be recorded? The answer of requirements number 1, if payment is made on April 12, 2024 or within the discounts period, the discounts is 3% of 20 million rupiah. That means the equal is 600,000 rupiah and the amount to be paid is 20 million rupiah less 600,000 rupiah is 19,400,000 rupiah. The journal entry for payment on April 12, 2024 is accounts payable 20 million rupiah in debit, cash 19,400,000 rupiah in credit, purchase discount 600,000 rupiah in credit. And the requirements number 2, if payment is made after the discounts period, full payment must be made 20 million rupiah. Journal entry for late payment is accounts payable 20 million rupiah and cash 20 million rupiah. In conclusion, understanding purchasing transactions, including purchases, purchase returns, allowances, and discounts, is essential for maintaining accurate financial records and managing business expense effectively. By properly recording these transactions, businesses can track their costs, take advantage of discounts, and ensure efficient cash flow management. I hope what I shared today have valuable insights. Thank you so much for your time and considerations. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.